As spring turns into late summer, the sound of amphibian calls give way to other animal sounds. I wanted to see what would change as the year progressed in terms of reptile and amphibian activity. I started by checking some of my local ponds when I saw a frog. This is a green frog. When finding an adult frog like this, you can tell whether it's a male or female by the size of the tympanum, or eardrum. I can tell this is a male because tympanum is larger than the eye. Male green frogs create territories to attract females in spring. I also found these pickerel frogs. They are characterized by the rows of dark brown blotches along the back. The pickerel frog is the only poisonous frog in the United States, releasing a skin secretion toxic to predators but not to humans. I continued to go to another location to find some snakes. For reptiles, this wall of rocks has a similar purpose to that of a talus slope. I immediately found this black racer. In fact, there are a lot of them. When northern black racers are younger, they have a speckled coloration that fades through maturity. Currently, it's June, so the snakes come to mate and lay their eggs. The rocks were also home to this Fowler's toad. Since this species commonly hybridizes with American toads, it can be hard to tell, but it doesn't have the enlarged warts on the back American toads have, so that's how I know. I then found this juvenile painted turtle. It was close to the vernal pools in the forest, which is probably from where the mother traveled to lay her eggs by the sand next to the rocks. Continuing on a hike, I went to find these vernal pools. Next to one of the pools, I found this painted turtle, possibly heading back to the water after laying her eggs. Painted turtles are identified by their colorful face and legs. The plastron is usually yellow with black around the scutes. Once I got to the vernal pool, I saw a spring peeper. Their scientific name refers to the pattern on their back. I also saw a yellow individual. These chorus frogs are one of the main noisemakers in spring, earning them their name. I continued to flip some logs in order to see what sort of salamanders live under them. My goal is to come back later in the year to see what type of salamanders will come out later. One of the first logs I flipped was home to a red-backed salamander. While this one matches their name, there are other morphs that vary quite a lot from this red individual. I flipped another log and found another red-backed salamander. This species is really common, and there's a good chance you have them in your backyard if you live anywhere in the northeastern United States. The next log was home to another red-backed salamander. This one is an example of the different morphs you can find in the wild. Morph flipping resulted in 2 more salamanders. The first one was a normal individual that had been living under a piece of bark. The second salamander had a golden color, but was yet another red-backed salamander. Continuing onto the road, I found this eastern garter snake. These snakes are widespread across the entire continent. It seemed to have some damage in one of its eyes, but overall was healthy. Since it's a snake, it can be hard to tell what direction the snake was moving, but I had to make sure to move it off the road.